I wrote a comment on social media on behalf of a friend to prank him, and it turned out so funny that the post went trending. I have to admit something that's been eating me alive, but also making me laugh every single time I think about it. I once wrote a comment on social media pretending to be my best friend, and that stupid joke of mine blew up so badly it ended up trending worldwide. Okay, so here's the backstory. My best friend and I have this habit of roasting each other nonstop. It's like our entire friendship is built on sarcasm, comebacks, and trying to see who can embarrass the other one more. If one of us makes a typo in a group chat, the other screenshots it and sends it everywhere. If one of us posts a photo, the other immediately comments something dumb like bros giving NPC energy or is this a mug shot? We live for this, and it's always harmless fun. But this time, I may have gone a little too far. My friend had posted this super serious status update on Facebook. Yes, Facebook, because he still thinks it's cool to use it like a diary. It was one of those motivational rants where he was talking about discipline, hard work, and how real men wake up at 5 a.m. to grind. I read it and immediately thought, oh no, this is my golden opportunity. So instead of scrolling past like a normal person, I switched accounts. Yup, I logged into his old backup account, which he had once given me access to when we were working on a school project together years ago. He never bothered to change the password, so technically it wasn't hacking. It was just, let's call it opportunistic comedy. I typed out the dumbest, most cringe comment I could imagine under his motivational post. I wrote, I only wake up at 5 a.m. because my mom yells at me to take the trash out. Hard work? Bro, I can't even hard-boil an egg without crying. I hit post, sat back, and waited. And let me tell you, the internet delivered. Within hours, people were screenshotting it, sharing it, quoting it, and memeing it. Someone even made a TikTok skit acting out his trash at 5 a.m. struggle. The comments section exploded with laughing emojis, people tagging their friends, and strangers adding their own fake confessions under his post. The best part? My friend had no idea it was me. He genuinely thought people were bullying him. He texted me that night, like, bro, why are thousands of people clowning on me right now? I don't even know half these people. My post was serious, man. And I had to keep a straight face while he was freaking out. Meanwhile, I was crying with laughter in my room, scrolling through memes of his face next to trash bags. But here's where it gets even crazier. Some random influencer with like 500,000 followers reposted the screenshot with the caption, "This is the most relatable thing I've ever read." Boom. Viral. Suddenly my friend's motivational speech was buried under a wave of trash jokes, egg memes, and bro can't hard-boil an egg merch. Yes, someone literally started selling t-shirts with that line on it. The climax of this whole mess? He got a DM from a girl he's been crushing on for months. She sent him a screenshot of the meme and just said, LMAO, is this really you? He told me later that he almost deleted all his social media right then and there. And through all of this, I never confessed. Not once. To this day, he still believes the internet randomly decided to roast him into oblivion. I'm the only one who knows the truth. That it all started because I couldn't resist typing out a dumb joke under his wannabe Andrew Tate motivational post. So yeah, that's my anonymous confession. I ruined my best friend's online reputation for a week, created a viral meme, and never told him it was me. Honestly, I don't even feel bad. It was too funny. But sometimes, when I see someone share that meme online, I wonder if I should finally tell him the truth, or just keep it buried forever. What do you think? Should I confess to him now, after all this time? Or should I keep my mouth shut and let him believe the universe just decided to roast him for no reason? After that whole disaster, I thought the chaos would just die down in a few days. Like most viral moments on the internet, they burn bright and fast, then everyone forgets. But nope, my best friend didn't just let it go. He became obsessed with figuring out who started it all. At first, he thought maybe some random troll made a fake account and decided to humiliate him. He went full detective mode. I mean, this guy was scrolling through comment sections at 3 a.m., screenshotting usernames, connecting dots that didn't even exist. He'd call me up and say, bro, I think it was that dude from high school who always hated me. You remember him? He commented once, and then suddenly it spread. Suspicious, right? And I had to bite my tongue because I was the suspicious one. It got even funnier when he started accusing innocent people. He confronted one of our mutual friends in person like, "Be honest, man, was it you?" That poor dude looked so confused. He was like, "What are you even talking about?" My friend didn't believe him and kept digging. He even DM'd the influencer who reposted the meme, asking, "Where did you get this? Who sent it to you first?" As if some internet celebrity was going to track down the origins of a trash joke. Meanwhile, I was living a double life. With him, I pretended to be supportive, nodding along, saying things like, "Yeah, man, the internet can be cruel. People just latch onto anything." But when I was alone, I was refreshing Twitter threads, laughing at strangers, debating whether the trash at 5 a.m. line was real or staged. The paranoia started eating him alive. He told me once that he couldn't even post online anymore without feeling like people were waiting to roast him. He drafted like 3 serious posts and deleted them before hitting publish. The irony? He was spiraling while I was the one who caused it all. And every time I thought about confessing, I'd chicken out because I knew the second he found out, he'd never forgive me. One night, though, I almost slipped up. We were hanging out in his room, scrolling through memes, and one of the trash ones popped up again. I laughed a little too hard, like the kind of laugh that bursts out before you can control it. He side-eyed me instantly. "Why are you laughing so hard, huh? You know something?" I froze. My brain went into emergency mode. I mumbled something like, "Nah, man, it's just the egg part. Gets me every time." He squinted at me, suspicious, but luckily he let it go. My heart was pounding like I'd just committed an actual crime. But the more time passed, the more ridiculous his investigation became. He started saving memes on his phone like they were pieces of evidence. He literally made a folder called Suspects, where he screenshotted people who liked or commented under the original post. I swear, if he had a corkboard and red string, he would have looked like one of those conspiracy theorists on TV. The wildest part? He even considered hiring one of those shady social media investigators to trace IP addresses. He told me this while we were eating pizza, completely serious, like he was solving a murder case. I had to fake a coughing fit just so he wouldn't see me choking on laughter. And then came the day I almost got caught for real. He asked me to help him draft a message to Facebook support, asking if they could reveal the identity of whoever posted that comment from his old account. My stomach dropped. For a second, I thought, this is it. I'm screwed. They'll trace it back, and I'll be exposed. But then I remembered he was technically still logged into that backup account. It wasn't like I hacked into it. I just never logged out. So even if support responded, it would have just looked like he posted it himself. Which honestly made it even funnier. He was out here accusing the whole world, and technically, he roasted himself. But here's where things took a darker twist. His crush, the same girl who had sent in the meme with El Mayo, "Is this really you?" stopped replying to him altogether. He was crushed. He blamed the internet for ruining his shot with her. He told me, "Bro, she probably thinks I'm a joke now." And for the first time, I felt this little pang of guilt. Like maybe my harmless prank actually hurt him in ways I didn't intend. Still, I didn't confess. I couldn't. The story had grown too big, and my role in it was buried so deep that admitting it now would be like dropping a bomb. So I stayed silent, laughing in secret, while he kept spiraling deeper into his fake detective mission. And the whole time, I kept thinking, what if one day he finally figures it out? What if he puts 2 and 2 together and realizes I had access to that old account? If that day comes, I'm finished. So, here I am, confessing anonymously instead. My friend still has no clue. He's still out there, probably suspecting half the planet while I'm the one who pulled the trigger. What would you do if you were me? Keep holding the secret until the end of time, or rip the Band-Aid off and tell him it was me all along? I swear, every time I thought the whole situation was calming down, my friend would suddenly crank his obsession up a notch. By this point, weeks had passed since the trash at 5 a.m. meme first blew up, and yet he was still on the hunt. Still scrolling, still digging, still convinced someone in his circle was behind it. And honestly, I started to get nervous. It all came to a head one weekend when he invited a bunch of us over to his place. He said he wanted to hang out, order some food, maybe play video games. But I should have known something was up, because the way he kept pacing around before everyone arrived felt planned. Like he was preparing for something. And sure enough, once we were all sitting in his living room, he pulled the classic "I have something to say" move. He stood there, arms crossed, phone in his hand, and announced, "One of you here knows something about that comment." I'm not crazy. I can feel it. The room went dead silent. Everyone exchanged confused looks, and I forced myself to look just as clueless as the rest. But my heart, beating out of my chest. He started going one by one, calling out our friends like he was interrogating suspects. "You were online that night, weren't you? You commented under my post. Did you share it?" Our friend just laughed and said no. He moved on to the next guy. "You're always trolling. Did you do it?" Another denial. Everyone was kind of half amused, half uncomfortable, because this wasn't normal behavior anymore. He was taking a meme like it was a personal crime scene. Then his eyes landed on me. "And you," he said slowly, "you laughed a little too hard when that meme popped up the other day. Why is that, huh?" My throat went dry. I want to make a joke, to deflect, but I knew if I came off too defensive, he'd latch onto it. So I just smirked and said, "Bro, everyone laughs at that meme. It's funny. Chill." He stared at me for a long moment, like he was trying to read my mind. Finally, he shook his head and moved on. But for the rest of the night, I couldn't shake the feeling that he knew, or at least that he suspected me more than the others. The paranoia flipped onto me after that. Suddenly, I was hyper-aware of everything I said or did around him. If I laughed at the wrong time, would it give me away? If I avoided the topic completely, would that look suspicious? It was exhausting living with this secret while pretending to be innocent. A few days later, things got even more intense. He called me up randomly and said, "Yo, come over. I need to show you something." His tone was serious, too serious. I almost didn't go, but curiosity and fear got the better of me. When I got there, he had his laptop open with a bunch of tabs, screenshots, and, get this, a timeline. He had actually put together a timeline of when the original post went up, when the comment appeared, and when it started spreading. He even had timestamps if it was online at what hours. "Look," he said, pointing at the screen. "You were online at the exact time the comment got posted." My stomach dropped. He wasn't wrong. I was online. But then again, so were a lot of people. I forced a laugh and said, "Dude, everyone was online that night. That's not proof." He narrowed his eyes. "Maybe. But you're the only one who had my old account password. Remember that group project years ago?" Boom. There it was. He'd finally connected the dots. Or at least, he was close. My palms were sweating. I had to think fast. So I went with the boldest lie I've ever told in my life. I leaned back and said, "Yeah, but you gave that password to like 5 people, not just me. You don't remember? You were handing it out like candy because you didn't care about that account." He frowned, like he was trying to recall. And honestly, maybe he did give it to more than just me. I wasn't even sure anymore. But that moment of doubt worked. He hesitated, then muttered, "Yeah, maybe you're right." I left his house that night feeling like I'd just dodged a bullet. But the fear didn't leave me. I kept thinking, what if he digs deeper? What if he figures out that no one else actually had the login? What if he corners me again, and this time I don't have a good excuse? The climax came a week later. We were out grabbing food, just the two of us, when he suddenly leaned across the table and said, "Be honest with me. Was it you? Just tell me. I won't even be mad." My heart stopped. This was it, the moment of truth. If I admitted it, everything would come crashing down. But if I lied, and he somehow found out later, it would be even worse. So what did I do? I looked him dead in the eye, forced the calmest smile I could muster, and said, "No, man. Why would I do that to you?" He studied me for a long moment, like he was searching for cracks in my expression. Finally, he leaned back and said quietly, "Okay, I believe you." But I could tell by the way he said it that he didn't really believe me. Not fully. So now, I'm stuck in this weird limbo where he's half convinced I did it, but he can't prove it. And I can't relax because every time my phone buzzes, I think it's him texting me like I knew it was you all along. It's like living in a suspense movie where I'm both the villain and the best friend at the same time. And honestly, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up without slipping again. So tell me, should I just confess already and face the fallout, or keep denying it until the end of time? By the time we got to this stage, I felt like I was living in some kind of crime drama. My friend wasn't just casually suspicious anymore. He was determined. You could see in his eyes every time the meme came up, every time someone joked about trash bags or eggs. It wasn't funny to him anymore. It was personal. And honestly, I started getting paranoid in a way I'd never experienced before. I couldn't just laugh at the situation like I used to. Every time he texted me, hey, come over, or we need to talk, my brain went into overdrive like, this is it. He's figured me out. It's over. And then, one day, he set a trap. Of course, at the time, I didn't realize it was a trap. I thought it was just another one of our normal hangouts. He invited me over, said he had some new video game to show me. Totally innocent. So I went, not expecting anything out of the ordinary. But the moment I walked into his room, I knew something was off. His laptop was open on the desk, and there were sticky notes everywhere. Actual sticky notes like some kind of detective corkboard, but in low-budget form. He greeted me super casually, but I could feel the tension in the air. We sat down, and instead of turning on the game, he pulled up a document on his computer titled Suspects. I'm not even kidding. He had made a literal file with bullet points about every single friend he thought could have posted the comment. And guess whose name was right at the top? Yep, mine. Look, he said, trying to sound calm, but failing miserably. I know it was someone close to me, someone who had access. And he turned to me. You're the only one who laughs every single time this comes up. You're the only one who was online when it happened. You're the only one who had my password. It's too perfect to be a coincidence. My stomach dropped. For a second, I thought about confessing right there just to end it. But then something clicked. If he really knew it was me, he wouldn't need this whole dramatic setup. He was fishing, testing me. So I leaned back in my chair, pretending to be offended. Seriously? You think I'd do that to you? Bro, you've lost it. You're literally making conspiracy charts about a Facebook comment. Do you hear yourself? He frowned. I don't know who else it could be. And then he pulled his final card. I made a fake post on purpose yesterday. A test. And guess what? Someone logged into my old account again last night. My blood ran cold. Because yeah, that was me. I had been curious to see if anyone was still checking his backup account. So I logged in like an idiot. And now he had caught it. I scrambled for an excuse. Maybe you just left it logged in on another device. Didn't you use the library computers back in the day? Those things keep everything saved. Anyone could have gotten in. He squinted at me, clearly torn between believing me and calling me out. Finally, he sighed and muttered, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm overthinking. But I could tell he wasn't convinced. Not even close. The trap hadn't worked the way he wanted, but it had shaken me to my core. I left his place that night, drenched in sweat, rehearsing lies in my head just in case he cornered me again. The worst part? I couldn't stop myself from making it worse. A few nights later, I logged into the account again. I don't know why. Maybe it was the thrill, maybe it was just stupidity, but I left another comment under a random post of his. Nothing too crazy, just something dumb like, bro still can't cook an egg without crying. Within hours, it started blowing up again. People instantly connected it back to the original meme. The trash jokes were resurrected, the egg memes were back, and my friend's frustration hit a whole new level. This time, he completely lost it. He called me in the middle of the night, yelling, "IT happened again. Someone is still using my account. This isn't funny anymore." I had a fake concern while trying not to laugh. Dude, that's insane. You really need to change your password. Like, immediately. He groaned. I did. I swear I did. But somehow they keep getting in. And that's when I realized he didn't actually know how to reset the password properly. He thought he had, but the old login still worked, which meant I could keep messing with him if I wanted. But also, it meant if he ever finally figured it out, I'd be done for. The stress started eating at me. I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, paranoid that he'd somehow discovered the truth. I kept rehearsing fake alibis in my head, ready to defend myself at a moment's notice. It was ridiculous. But then came the scariest moment of all. One day, he sent me a screenshot with no context. It was a picture of the login activity on his account. You know, the one that shows what device was used and from where. And guess what? One of the devices listed was my phone. My heart stopped. He followed it up with just one message. Care to explain? I panicked. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, trying to come up with something, anything. Finally, I typed back. Wait, what? That's impossible. Maybe Facebook glitched. Or maybe it's because I logged in years ago to help you. It probably still shows up. He didn't reply for hours. I thought that was it. That he knew. That he was done with me. That our friendship was over. But then, out of nowhere, he texted, "Yeah, probably just a glitch. Forget it." Just like that, he dropped it. Or at least pretended to. But I could feel the suspicion still lingering in the air between us. Every time we hung out, every time he looked at me, I wondered, does he know? Is he just waiting for me to admit it? And now, the tension is unbearable. I don't know if he's truly fooled, or if he's just waiting for the right moment to call me out. So here I am again, anonymous, spilling everything. I started this as a joke, but now it feels like I'm living a lie every single day. And I can't tell if confessing will fix things or completely destroy them. What do you think? Should I finally come clean and take the hit, or keep riding this dangerous game of denial until he either forgets or explodes? I kept thinking I could stretch this lie forever. That somehow, if I just stayed calm, denied everything, and acted normal, my friend would eventually get tired of hunting and move on. But that's the thing about secrets. They never stay buried as long as you want them to. And in my case, it came crashing down in the most humiliating way possible. It happened one random afternoon. I wasn't even doing anything shady. I was at home, scrolling my phone, when I got a notification, "Login attempt detected from your device." My blood froze. I hadn't logged into anything, but I realized what it was immediately. His backup account. Facebook had finally updated its security and sent an alert straight to his email, with my phone model listed as the device. Less than 5 minutes later, my phone rang. It was him. His voice was sharp, like he wasn't even trying to hide the anger anymore. "So, do you want to tell me why your phone just tried logging into my account?" I stuttered, scrambling for words, but honestly, I knew it was over. There was no smooth lie that could cover this one. No glitch excuse or a library computer story. He had me dead to rights. So I did what any panicked idiot would do. I laughed. I literally burst out laughing on the phone like a maniac. Okay, you got me," I said, choking on my own nervous giggles. It was me the whole time. Silence. The kind of silence that makes your stomach twist into knots. Finally, he said, "You?" His tone was somewhere between disbelief and betrayal. "You've been messing with me this entire time?" I tried to play it off, explaining how it started as just a harmless joke, how I didn't think it would go viral, how it wasn't meant to hurt him. I told him about the night. I saw his motivational post and couldn't resist the urge to roast him. How I thought it would just be a quick laugh between us, not a global meme. But he wasn't laughing. He wasn't even speaking, and that was worse than yelling. After a long pause, he just said, "Do you realize what you did to me? You embarrassed me in front of everyone. I lost my shot with her. I've been paranoid for months, and it was you the whole time." I tried to apologize, but it sounded weak, even to me. "I didn't mean for it to go that far, man. I thought it would blow over." "That's the problem," he snapped. "You thought about yourself. You thought about how funny it would be for you. You didn't think about me. You didn't care what it would do to me." Hearing that stung, because he wasn't wrong. Deep down, I knew I'd gotten caught up in the comedy of it all, in the thrill of watching something I started spread like wildfire. And yeah, I ignored the fact that it was his reputation, not mine, getting shredded. For days after, we didn't talk. Radio silence. I thought maybe that was it. Friendship over, years of trust destroyed by one dumb comment. And honestly, I wouldn't have blamed him. But then, out of nowhere, he texted me, "Come over. We need to talk." When I showed up, he wasn't angry anymore. He looked tired, drained, like he'd been carrying this weight for too long. We sat in silence for a while before he finally said, "You're lucky we've been friends forever, because if anyone else did that to me, I'd never speak to them again." I swallowed hard. "So we're good." He sighed. "Not good, but not done either. It'll take time." And that's when I realized something important. Sometimes, the funniest joke to you can be the worst humiliation to someone else. What started as a prank for me turned into months of stress and paranoia for him. Here's the twist, though. Even after all the drama, the meme still lives on. People still share it, still laugh at it, still tag their friends. My friend can't escape it. But now, at least he knows where it came from. And weirdly enough, after the dust settled, he admitted something I didn't expect. He said, as much as I hate it, that meme made me kind of famous. People remember me now. Not for what I wanted, but still. So in a twisted way, my prank gave him a weird kind of internet legacy. Not the one he wanted, but one that stuck. And me? I learned that secrets have expiration dates. No matter how careful you are, the truth has a way of clawing its way out. So yeah, that's my full confession. I was the mastermind behind the trash at 5 a.m. meme. I humiliated my best friend, drove him half insane, almost ruined our friendship, and then finally got caught red-handed. Now I'm asking you, was it worth it? Should I have confessed earlier and spared him months of paranoia? Or was it better that it came out this way? And be honest, would you forgive your best friend if they pulled something like this on you?